Hey, what's up? Welcome to the channel. Today I'm gonna walk you through and just give you some details about my small log hauler. I've got, maybe you can see it in the background. I'm gonna show you some of it. I'm gonna give you some specs and some details of it and kind of let you see how it works. I bought this thing about 2 years ago when I was in just some like desperate need. I do a lot of urban logging. I get logs from my tree service buddies, and I was getting sick and tired of not being able to get to logs quick enough and having logs that were just not easily accessible. Or I would get a phone call to say, hey, a log is available, but then I didn't have a trailer. I didn't have a way to get it loaded on a trailer, and it was just really quite frustrating, and I missed several of them. And after missing like some good logs, I said, that's it. I'm gonna figure out whatever I've got to do to get a log hauler. And you know, I think I kind of crapped in a swinging bucket because I was looking at getting one made and all this. And then one day I was like, I'm just going to get on Facebook Marketplace. And I found this log hauler, and it has been awesome. Yeah, it's got some limitations, but man, it has been so handy, and I've actually been able to pick some pretty decent sized stuff up with it. And so I'll show you actually a few logs that I've actually picked up with it. I'll also show you some pictures, but come with me. I'm going to walk you around and just show you how it was made. It was made by a guy who ran a sawmill. He made this himself. It was homemade. You know, maybe you can look at him potentially if you have metal and he didn't use it. So he put it on Facebook Marketplace, and I drove about an hour and a half and snagged the thing because it was within my budget. I bought it for $500. All I had to do was upgrade the tires and just get new grease in the bearings, and other than that, man, it has worked great. So you can do something like this yourself, or maybe get somebody to weld something up for you, because I have loved having this thing. So let's check it out. It is like a log arch. It is a total of about 13 feet long, and the interior span from where that little thing is, which you can bump logs up to the back end of it, is about 9.5 feet. You can haul logs way longer than that, but that is kind of the size of it. Here is how it hooks up, just right there. I put some temporary lights on it. It is arranged in a way where you can lift it up. It's got a handle on it. Sometimes there's been times where me and a friend, or even myself, I can pick it up and move it into unique, weird spaces by myself. It always helps to have somebody else with it. This attachment right here has a little twist knob. It can go up and down. I wish I had a couple other ones for multiple lengths, because it's kind of a booger to pick up short logs with it. Here, I've got some heavy-duty tractor tires. The axles on these, he had pulled off an old heavy-duty hay baler, and I had them looked at, and they were in good shape, and I was told that, man, that thing is solid. For everything that I've picked up with it, I have not had any issues or worries with it. What he did is he took like an old boat winch, and he mounted it on the pulley system there. And man, this thing, I can stretch it out. I can drag logs to me. I can lift logs up. I've been able to pull a lot of things. I mean, you can even see right there, that big old cypress log I picked up with this. I've also got a big silver maple right there. Both of these are big logs, over 8 feet long, really big. That one's like 30 something, almost 30 inches in diameter. Same thing over there. That's like a 30 something inch crotch section. So I can pick up some big logs with this thing. It is on this end, from top to bottom, from this span right here, is about 39 inches. I wish it was a little bigger. The span across the top right here is about 34 inches. I mean, and then the span across down here is like 50 something inches. So even if I can't fully bring them up to the top, I can hang them down there. As you can see, it's kind of got like a little snatch block thing with a hook. I hook either a chain, or I hook my log tongs to it to pick them up. Then I'm also able to utilize these hooks right here as safety chains once I get a log up on there. It's got a little mesh area for me to store stuff and set it on there. This is kind of an open area. As you can see, there is this heavy duty boat winch. Everybody say hi to my son. Isn't he the best? He is hanging out with me today. He's my little log buddy. I'm able to crank this winch, stretch it out really far. I got a lot of wire on it. I don't know how heavy duty this is. I think maybe 5/8. But man, I haven't had any issues with dragging stuff or picking stuff up with it. It has been awesome. And then you have like the rest of it right here. Like I said, I wish I had this further up. I've got some more chain hooks as safety chains when I get these things on here. A couple things that I wish that I had on here that I don't. I wish I had a better ability to pick up the logs, because a lot of times I will pick up the back end of the log with the winch side of things, but then I've got to figure out a way, especially logs that aren't long enough to go to this. If they're really long enough, sometimes I can utilize just the leverage. The leverage is there. I can just pick the log up and cinch it. With those, again, I got some more hooks for chains right there. You can cinch it up against it, and then I use those big heavy duty tie down straps. But if it's not long enough to get there, I pull up the back end, and then I take 4 or 5 heavy duty tie down straps. What I do is I hook them on this and I walk them up, lifting it up, and then cinch those suckers tight, and then utilize my safety chains to hold it on there. But what you will see is with some of the bigger logs, it has kind of bent some of this metal up here. So the other thing I'd probably do is get some, once I get this another kind of bigger piece of steel welded on there. My brother-in-law is an engineer, and he's going to help me figure out a better way to just make this stronger so that there's not any bow on this, and make it better for hooking up my straps to pick it up. And then I'm going to get some sort of winch, hand crank winch, or come along with like some D-rings to be able to hook to lift up the other side of the log, so I'm not just having to walk it up with straps. The straps have worked. It's a little work, but hey, whatever you got to do to pick up logs, because you can want to do sawmilling and erbing milling all the time, but if you don't have a way to pick up your log, again, I'm not going to get rid of it, because it's just so nice to have to get into small places. Or if I just needed to go pick up one log, my big log hauler, if it's big enough, if it's not too big for this, it just is easier to grab this thing and go. Man, I wouldn't trade this thing for anything. It has been awesome. It was worth every penny spent on it. I probably couldn't have one made for $500. Log Rack makes somewhat of a log arch like this, but I don't know, it was like a couple $1,000s. And so, man, I came across a steal. If you have any questions about my log arch, I would love to be able to answer them for you. If you want some more, I could even probably send some detailed drawings of this and maybe any modifications that I would probably make. But overall, for the price that I got it for and for what I use for, man, it has been awesome, because, again, you want to get into this, you want to get logs, and there's opportunities out there. But if you don't have a trailer, access to a trailer, but even having a trailer doesn't mean that you can get these logs picked up. You have to have a way to get those logs onto the trailer. And so this, if you're in a tight space, or you don't have the ability to have a big footprint with a big trailer or a tractor or other equipment, this is the way to go. It is stout, it is sturdy, and man, I am so thankful for it. So again, thanks for watching today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as best as I can. If you could like, subscribe, all that stuff helps with the channel. Thank you for watching, and again, keep sawmilling.